Okay, so now that it's confirmed, Fabrizio Romano made a whole video on it. David Ornstein has talked about it. It is 99% confirmed that Trent will make his eventual move to Real Madrid this summer on a free transfer. Now, the comments on social media have been hilarious. They've been going off on Trent. I did not know Liverpool fans can be so hateful. I've seen people say that the corner was not taken very quickly. I second that, by the way. I big up on that. I've seen fans talk about throwing the season so he doesn't get a medal. I mean, football Twitter has been hilarious today. But overall, let's just talk a little bit about the transfer, what I think about it, the financial side of things and the tactical side of things. Now, obviously, why did this happen? How did it come here? We've been waiting for months and months for Trent to renew his contract with Liverpool, and he just has not agreed on something. They've offered him a lot of money. They have. Just like they've offered Salah and Van Dijk a lot of money. But it seems like with those two, it's a little different to Trent. There's a feeling among Liverpool fans, from what I can tell, that the Salah and Van Dijk will end up renewing. But that has not been the same case with Trent throughout the saga. We've noticed that Jude Bellingham has played his agent role. Both Jude and Trent are very good friends, and that probably has impacted in some way Trent's decision to leave Liverpool for Real Madrid. When you have somebody you know that you play with the national team, that you hang out with outside of games, it impacts that a lot. And for English players, there's this stigma that they cannot excel in Spanish countries. Jude Bellingham has clearly broken that mold, and I mean, could be two in a row here with Real Madrid. They are not the most followed non-English team among the English fan base for sure. The marketing for Jude and Trent will go crazy. I'm sure he'll sell a lot of shirts. Perez will milk it marketing-wise. But financially, let's talk about it because it is a free. He leaves Liverpool with not a single penny for them. That's crazy, by the way. That's a product of your own academy doing that. Regardless, though, he leaves Liverpool with no money in the bank. How much do Real Madrid pay for him? There is a absolutely sign-on fee that they have to pay. There's not been a unified, solid sum we can talk about regarding the sign-on fee, but we do know that his wages will be around 30 million a year, and that is gross because the mainstream media, they're going to talk to you about 15 million. For those that don't know, what the mainstream media is telling you with 15 million, that's your net, right? There's taxes in Spain, which is about 40 to 50% of your income is taxed. So what they mean when they say 15 million, that's actually net. That's after taxes are taken off. But what Madrid pays Trent at the books, it is going to be around 30 million a year. And funny how that number is they use net for Trent, right? It's funny because they talk a lot about how Madrid are not breaking their bank, how he falls right under the structure. But when you talk about guys like Frankie de Jong, right? When you talk about guys like Lewandowski, when you talk about guys like Ansu Fati and their wages, the mainstream media, I don't remember a single time they've used net to talk about these players' wages. They always talk about it in a negative way about how much Barca is paying, how much Barca is breaking their wage structure, etc. They never use net for Barcelona players. They always use gross to make it seem like it's more. But for Real Madrid, no, they're not saying 30 million. There's 15 million. It's just the duality right there. It's just something to think about, something that I've seen happen countless times, so you will see it happen more times. But it's just funny how that works, isn't it? But regardless, though, in terms of financials, I do think it's still worth it. No matter if the signing fee is around 20 to 30 million, the wages, etc. I still think a player like Trent, because of his market value, because of his age, and because of his marketability, I think it is definitely a transfer that it's a plus for me. It's something that I consider a masterclass. In terms of player quality, of course, everyone rates Trent. Everyone understands what he can bring to the table. If I'm a manager, Trent is not necessarily the first choice I'm bringing in because he provides as much of a headache as he provides a solution, right? I think Trent works in a system where it's already built around him. To bring Trent in a system that's already working, a system that's being built for years now, I don't think it's going to be as seamless of a transition as somebody like Jude Bellingham, right? You just plug him in there and he's been fantastic. I do think there's going to be some tactical issues with Trent. And then also in terms of tactical, we need to get something clear, right? Real Madrid is not this ultra attacking team that people think they are. This is a myth. This is a farce, okay? Watch every single Champions League game that Real Madrid wins. Every single game they get dominated. Every single game. This is not a team that dominating possession. This is not a team that has more shots on target than the opponents. This is a team that always take their chances and are solid in defense. Pause the game at any moment. You will see 10 players in Real Madrid in their own blocks defending. And they're a counter-attacking team. They're not a team that takes initiative. I think people say that Trent will fit in seamlessly because they're so attacking. I don't think you watch Real Madrid. They are not a ultra-attacking team. Barcelona is an ultra-attacking team. There's a huge difference in how Barcelona plays and how Real Madrid plays. And if you don't think so, you don't understand football. I think at Real Madrid, Trent will have to defend a lot more, and his defending will not be from the front, pressing, right? It'll be a lot more, let's say, static defending. And that's where I think Trent will have some trouble adapting to Real Madrid's play style. I think someone like Valverde is going to be hugely important because he needs to be there to cover for Trent when he goes forward or when he's challenged one-on-one by a fast winger or dribbler, right? So Real Madrid have ways of compensating for it. It's a matter of how well that they work the team around Trent because this is a Galactico team, right? Are all these players gonna be okay with transitioning their whole team, their whole play style, like just to compensate for a player like Trent? They already have enough attacking outlets. They didn't really need a player like Trent, in my opinion. But now that they got him, I think it'll be an interesting problem for Real Madrid that can very well open a lot of opportunities in attack. I think Dani Carvajal, of course, he's a great player. He's probably the best right back of this generation. But he's getting old. His injury is serious. And I think Trent, in terms of crossing, right, he offers a whole other level above Dani Carvajal. I think Trent is one of the best passers in the world, if not in history, right? So he opens so many different angles for Real Madrid there. And it's a matter of the attacking players taking advantage of them. So yeah, in terms of tactics, I do think that I wouldn't say it's seamless. I see a lot of issues with it. I don't think it's necessarily a problem that has no solution, but I don't know how long it will take Trent to really adapt or how much are Real Madrid going to be okay with chopping up and changing. Now, overall, though, give my final thoughts. Yes, it is a good transfer still. Again, he's a great player individually. It's a matter of how you fit him in the team. Now, it's interesting, though, because now half of Real Madrid's team is Barcelona and Messi fanboys. Look up all their tweets, all their past videos. They're all Barcelona and Messi fanboys, but I'm sure Trent will delete all the videos of him and interviews saying that Barcelona is his second favorite team and he loves their values. He loves Messi, right? Just like Jude Bellingham did. I'm sure this is gonna happen. Just keep an eye on it because once the Madrid PR gets to him, it's over. And for Liverpool, I mean, $0 to lose an academy player approaching their prime like this, one of your best academy players ever. I mean, that's gotta hurt, man. That gotta hurt. And I will love it if Real Madrid fans and Liverpool fans start fighting because I'm tired of this glaze. I'm okay. Every Premier League fan has succumbed to Real Madrid. I want to see some fights. I want to see some bickering. I want to see some beef, okay? And translate that on the field, okay? Start beating these guys in the Champions League, not just the group stages. Beat them in finals, please, man, because we are tired of Europe succumbing to Real Madrid. Something needs to be done. Somebody needs to plug these guys' talents because they're building the Avengers, man. They are building the Avengers, and besides Barcelona, nobody is stepping up to Real Madrid, man. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.